Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the first card is a Nine of Wands. This is a real strength. This is a real promise. This is a commitment, right? This is the strength and the willpower that really comes from knowing yourself, from having that connection with your deepest, truest self, right? Which is that kind of that lunar symbol down at the bottom there. It's conscious and unconscious, right? It's above and below. It's the strength that comes from that real connection. Yeah. Let's put this into some context. Let's see what we're doing with all this strength that we have. Yeah. We've got a Knight of Cups. We've got, an Ace of Cups. Four of Pentacles. I feel now that we're kind of leaving home and setting out on this journey to really find this Holy Grail. These are really, this is real questing cards here. I feel like we're out here looking to find the essence of life, to find what it is that really has true meaning and purpose for us. Looking for this Holy Grail, right? And this is you out in the world kind of searching for that. Maybe through trial and error, through a lot of varied experiences. It could be for some of you, you're looking for true love, right? We're leaving the safety of our routine. We're leaving our little tower here. And we're going out and we are searching for what really brings us joy and pleasure and meaning. And yeah, it could be romance for some of you, right? It could be romance for some of you. I think it's the alleviation of sorrow, the alleviation of negativity in our lives, right? There's something missing in our lives, and maybe it's romance. And I know I keep saying that. Put your pitchforks away. It doesn't have to be romance, okay? But I feel like there's something there. There's something in life that you really want, that you crave, that you have this spiritual longing for. And I think that we're making the commitment, we're making the resolution to go out and live it, right? It's that dream life that now with this Nine of Wands, we're saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get it, right? Whatever it might be, romance, career, spiritual growth, whatever, connection, whatever it is. It could be all of these things, all right? And what is next? Well, now I sense a bit of a theme going on, right? We've got the Two of Cups. That's love. So you're in search for love. You're questing after true love. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It could be platonic. It could be spiritual, right? It could be the union of you with your higher self, you with your true purpose, you with your dream life, right? I think this is a very important message for living your dream life. Yeah. That nine, remember, the nines are odd numbers. They are functions. This is something that you do, not something that you are, something that you have. Something that you do. You act from a place of strength, right? You make commitments. You make choices. Yeah. Well, let's continue. Let's see what else we've got. Got a Four of Swords, okay. So the Four of Swords now is kind of like the Four of Pentacles. We're leaving that safety. We're leaving the safety here of our mental, right? Our psychic safety. We're opening ourselves up to challenges. This is you out on the quest. You're going to meet with a lot of, these are all those other, Percival has all these adventures, all these challenges that he meets on his quest for the Holy Grail. Well, all the Grail Knights do, right? These are all of those challenges. You're trying to go from point A to point B, but you have all these other quests that you have to take care of too on your way to the Grail, okay? There's the Eon Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire, the Trial by Fire. This is something that is purifying you, okay? And then we've got the ace. So it's kind of coming back full circle. We're getting right back to the safety, security, and the stability that we started from, but on a higher plane. On a higher plane. Yeah. Now let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we are just going to set it down right there. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, so you do have to stick around till the end of the video. That card will tie everything together, okay? It will give us our confirmation. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments, okay? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. Now, let's take a look at these cards. This is the only major arcana card we have, this trial by fire, this gateway to a new universe, right? This is the doorway, the portal, the wormhole to your future, right? This is really the culmination of finding this grail, how it is going to change every aspect of your life. And this is the Holy Grail that not only restores physical health, but spiritual health, emotional health, mental health, unites you with that source. The source of all light and love and healing, right? Connection, community. Yeah. If this is your true love in the broadest sense of the word, this is you uniting with it, okay? And this process is literally changing every aspect of your life. It's like you're jumping the track here. You're going on a completely different timeline. This is the opening up of your future. This is really you entering your dream life, right? And living it. Yeah. So we have that for our major arcana. We have, of course, a little bit of fire with the 9. We have, so fire, we got some water here, right? We've got a little bit of air, which is good. It's challenging, but it's the right kind of challenge. And then we have our earth energies that we begin and end with. Okay, so this all is contained within very practical realities. Yeah. I think you're a very hardworking person. I think that you've probably gone what some might call a traditional route in life. You know, you did everything that like culture or family or society kind of said you should be doing. But I feel like now there's this realization with this 5 of Cups that we're ready for changes, right? That something's missing. This routine life, that 4 of Pentacles life is missing something. It's missing the zest. It's missing the flavor, right? Kind of bland, you know, in some ways. So I think you're ready for a quest. I think with the 5 of Cups too, yeah, Spirit's telling me there's some sort of digestive thing that's going on. That there's a stress-related, acid reflux or something like that. Something going on with your stomach or your digestion. It feels more stress-related than anything else. Now, I'm not a doctor. This isn't a diagnosis, right? If you have concerns over your health, go see a professional medical person, not a tarot reader. But as far as the energy goes, Spirit's using this as a confirmation that, yeah, something's just not right. There's something, you're uneasy. There's this feeling in your gut that something is missing from your life right now. Okay? And you're ready to go on this adventure to find it. And that's very, very exciting. The Knight of Cups is very often about the giving and receiving of love and affection. This is how you kind of express yourself, right? And this might also be like in the pursuit of this Holy Grail, right? These are those varied experiences, the myriad of interchanges you have with the world, with people, with places, with things, with pets, you know, with plants, with all living things. This is you using every opportunity to express your true self. And it's kind of like we're looking for the Grail. We're looking for God, Goddess, deity in every interaction. In every other person in our lives, I think you're getting a sense that they are all expressions of the divine. You know what I mean? Like every interaction that you have feels like very significant. feels like you are witnessing the divine manifested in another person, even if it's just a brief hello when you pass on the street or something, you know? It's that recognition that everybody else around us is a point of consciousness just as we are. And so there's this connection with everybody. There's this realization that we are all the same, that we are all one mind, right? One consciousness. And I think that this is the kind of feeling that's permeating a lot of your interactions lately, okay? And I think in some ways it's related to this Seven of Swords, because it kind of feels like, well, I'm searching for the one, not the many, right? But then we kind of start to realize that it is in our interactions with the many that we come to realize the one, right? I'm not trying to get too metaphysical or anything like that. I feel like you're searching for the needle in the haystack, and you will find it. But you're also very much enjoying the journey, right? You're very much, I think, enjoying this quest. See, the Four of Pentacles back here. It's that safety, security, stability that we had. This is the kind of routine life, you know. This is... I think you're kind of nervous with new things sometimes, or you were. I think that feeling is kind of fading a little bit. But you had a routine that you were in. You know, you had this schedule, right? Almost. It's almost like an order to your life. It's like the habits and the routines of life. Yeah. And now I think you're almost looking for ways to get out of that. You know, you'd always, maybe you tie your left shoe first and then your right. Well, now you're thinking, well, no, I'm going to tie the right shoe first, right? It's not really a big deal, right? That doesn't really mean much. But if we think of that in context, it's really like trying to go against what has now become a very natural and ingrained routine for us. We're starting to kind of stop and do something different. Right? And I think that's bringing about like a surge of this self-awareness. Yeah, because a lot of the time we go through our day, we go through our routines, you know, we're in the same groove, and we're not really that conscious of it. We just do things in that certain way. I pour my coffee the same way. I put the same thing. I stir it a certain number of times. It's just kind of like the same hand I use, and everything's kind of predictable, right? So when we interrupt that consciously, with intent, with a connection with our spirit, with our inner self, with our true self, higher self, whatever you want to call it, with this psychic energy, we break our consciousness out of that routine, and we're able to really see things in a new way, right? We start to really think for ourselves, right? Because before, if everything is just so routine, there's no thought involved. There's no intention behind any of it. It's just routine. It's just a program that is executed every morning, 6 a.m. The alarm clock goes off, and you wake up, you get your coffee, you watch Dove and Serpent Tarot, and there's no thought really involved in that after a while, at least. So I think this is really us throwing a wrench into our own lives and saying, I'm going to do something different today. If I always take the same route home from work, today I'm going to go a different route. Maybe it'll take 10 seconds longer, right? But maybe you'll witness something. Maybe you'll witness something ordinary in that extra 10 seconds. But that will be like finding the extra in the ordinary, right? Finding the magic in the mundane. Finding the spirit in all of these, like, just very kind of ordinary things that before we never really noticed because we're just on autopilot, right? Once we start paying attention, then we appreciate, the birds in the trees, or the squirrels that are running up and down, or, the people that we might see, on our walk home, or, that sort of thing, right? We might actually hear the birds' song, And so I think this is not just your search for one true love, which I think it is partially that. For some of you, this is definitely a romantic thing. But I think this is almost like feeling in love with the world again, feeling in love with being alive again. Yeah. And of course, the Two of Cups in the future position, you are accomplishing this. You are coming together on a one-on-one basis with other things in your environment. People, experiences, sights and sounds, You are making connections with life, kind of one point of consciousness at a time. Yeah. I feel like there's an older male energy in your life that's passed. I don't know if it's dad or grandpa. There's an older male spirit with you, okay? And they had an S name. I don't know if it's Sam or Sean or something like that, something with an S name. An older male spirit that's still with you. And I don't know if they were a guiding force in your life or if they're maybe a more distant ancestor. But they want you to know that they're with you on your quest, right? So it does feel like we're kind of leaving the safety and security of what was familiar, and we kind of feel like we're on our own now. This older, maybe a guardian angel, maybe an ancestor spirit or a spirit guide is saying you're not alone. You're not alone by any means, okay? Let's go over to the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And Four of Swords, like I said, this is kind of the same as the Four of Pentacles. It's this safety, security, stability that we just feel we're in that routine. We're in that box. And this is more of a mental box, right? This is our physical routines, but those physical routines create the mental routines, or vice versa. The mental creates the physical. Who knows? This is our typical way of thinking. This is our box, and we think inside the box. Always inside the box, and then nothing new happens. And, in a large part, that's what allows us to survive as a human race, more or less. But it also prevents any kind of innovation. There's no risks being taken, so then there is no progress, but then there's also a certain safety in that, right? And I think that's part of this Nine of Wands, is that we're starting to realize that we're not content with this box anymore, that we want to learn new things, we want to experience new things, we want to talk to new people, we want to read different books, we want to expand, we want to go outside this routine. Yeah. And outside the routine, of course, is the Seven of Swords. And to me, the 7 is always about love, right? It's the number of Venus. It's the number that shows the connectedness of everything around us. Okay. So it's kind of like this, and really the meaning of this card is one where we're trying to stay on the straight and narrow path, but we get all these distractions coming in from the other side. We get all these side quests, all these other adventures. We're just searching for the Holy Grail, gosh darn it. Why does there have to be, a dozen other quests? If you've ever read Mallory or any of the Grail cycle stories, you'll see that it's not even really about the Grail. It's about the journey getting there and all these side quests, these random adventures that they encounter on their way to getting the Grail, And I think that the message here really for you is that even when you think you are distracted, even when you think you are not on the path, you are. Everything is part of your path. Right? If it's done with that intentionality, if it's done outside the box, if it is done with love, if it is done with will, then it's all part of the path. Even when it feels like, oh, these are just distractions. I really have my objectives over here, but I've got to do all these million other things. If we do those things with the same kind of love and will that we do our kind of main task, then there's no difference. Then this is all part of the same path for you. Okay, so this card in the position of the environment might be a lot of what seem like dead ends or blind alleyways that really, your Grail isn't down this path. It's not down that path or that one either, and that's okay. You're still meant to travel these other paths, right? you are learning a lot about yourself and about life and the interconnectedness of everything by, allowing there to be some movement, allowing there to be some sort of disruption of the routine, because eventually we get into the same kind of problem on this quest, that we get into this kind of narrow, we got our blinders on, this tunnel vision, and we don't allow anything outside of that framework. We try to just stay in that lane, right? And that limits us. And the 7 is very I love the 7s. Because the 7s force us to think for ourselves. They force us to think outside the box. Because on the surface, this looks like I've got my path, and there's all these distractions trying to knock me off the path. Yeah. Let's look at that a different way. All right. Let's try to, anyway. And I think that really all roads, all rivers lead to the ocean, all roads lead to Rome, or whatever the saying is. All paths lead to this future of yours. If it's done with will and love and this kind of intentional energy, you're going to go through this portal, okay? And that's really, it's almost like a fresh start here, okay? It's almost like you arrive here in this place, and this is where your dream really gets to evolve, okay? I think this is a very important message for living your dream life, for kind of volunteering for this quest, right? And it's not going to be easy. This is a trial by fire, right? This is going to change you. This is going to force you to get rid of things that are not essential to you. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, perspectives, right? To kind of, it's really stripping us down to the essence, this card here. Okay, but in order to know what to streamline, we have to go through, this 7 of Swords first. We have to travel all of these other paths to know which one is going to bring us, through this fire, right? Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Alien has for us. I obviously want something water, right? I want to see a 9 or a 10 of cups. 9 or a 10 of pentacles would be good too. I want to see something that's like the next phase after that Ace of Pentacles. After we arrive in this kind of new way of life, let's see it grow and evolve. Let's see that dream life really happening, yeah? If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that, 10 of Cups. This is the dream life. This is, we see this probably here as this is you living the dream life, right? Making the decision to start living your dream life. This is that dream life that you are living, okay? 10 of Cups. This is complete satisfaction. This is really the dream come true, okay? And this is a big difference from that 4 of Pentacles and that 4 of Swords, right? This is a life that it's picture perfect happiness. We couldn't imagine anything that feels greater than this. Yeah. This is special. This is something really, really, really good. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link at the end of the video. There's one up in the corner. There's one down in the video description. Okay. New readings for Gemini every Monday and Friday, but I'm here every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.